Hello, everyone. Welcome to FME Form Advanced Part 2, day number 1. Please make sure you have Follow Presenter turned on. I'm Sam Walker. I'm the Senior Customer Education Manager here at Safe Software. And I'm joined today by Ryan Craig, our Senior Technical Trainer, who will be the training assistant. Here's an agenda for what we'll cover today. I'll start with some housekeeping and go over how the Strigo platform works. Then we'll make sure you're all properly logged into the FME Academy and can access the material for today. And then we'll be covering 2 sections in the FME Form Advanced course. The first one deals with generic mode, which allows you to read and write data regardless of the format with FME. And then we'll start to look at what are called dynamic workspaces. That will be continued for all of tomorrow. It's a rather large topic. So we'll get started with a simple example today, and then Ryan will take us through some more complex ones on day 2 tomorrow. So we'll begin with some housekeeping here. This event is going to be about 4 hours per day. Today might be a little shorter. Tomorrow will probably take up the full 4, but we'll see how it goes. Oh, I wrote that it's 5 days. That is a lie. It is 2. You're probably aware, I'll show you in more detail in the Academy, but the FME Form Advanced course currently is broken up into 2 parts when delivered live. We do a 5-day part 1, and then this is the 2-day part 2. I will try to give you a 5 to 10 minute break at the top of each hour. If I go past that, feel free to let me know in the chat. Sometimes I get a little distracted and forget to take a break. We'll be using Strigo as a platform to deliver the course. We'll be providing you with an interactive FME lab right here in your browser. You do not need your own copy of FME, and in fact, we encourage you to use ours because it has the right version of FME properly licensed and installed, as well as all of the data being available on the virtual machine. I don't think we have any current recordings for this section of the course. We will try to get some of those up soon, but most of the lessons in the Academy do have recordings available at the top of each lesson. Here's an overview of the Strigo UI. The top left there, you should see a little hand icon. You can click that, or I guess mouse over that, and then click the Lab Assistance button if you need help. Please don't use the raise hand button. It's not as handy for us. It doesn't put you into a queue or really tell us that you need help. So we'd prefer if you use that call assistance button. But then we'll be able to come directly to your lab, see your screen, start a one-on-one chat with you, and help answer any questions you have. Below the hand icon is the navigation pane. We'll just be using 2 sections of the course today. First is the slides section, which we're currently on. You should see my slides changing back and forth here. If you have Follow Presenter enabled, make sure you have that turned on when I'm speaking so you can see what I'm demonstrating. If at any point you stop seeing me or the slides or your lab, the easiest thing to do is just try refreshing your browser tab. It seems to fix a lot of the issues. If you're still having trouble, let us know in the chat. We can help troubleshoot. There's an audio video help button in the bottom left. Might be worth checking that out and getting your AV set up in case you do have questions for us in one-on-one. Obviously, I'm up here. I'm your instructor. Below me is the chat pane. I see Bobby has found it. Welcome back, Bobby. Go ahead and let us know where you're calling in from, everyone, and get used to using that chat panel. I'm currently in Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada, which is close by to where Safe Software is based in Surrey, BC. That's what the Follow Presenter button looks like. If you haven't seen that, make sure that's on when I'm speaking, and you'll follow along. And your lab is the cloud icon with a beaker in it on the left there. That's where you'll go in a little bit to access your version of FME to complete the exercises. I would request that it tends to work better if you watch while I'm demonstrating rather than go and immediately start clicking around in your lab. We've designed the course that you should have enough time to complete the exercises when I turn it back over to you, and I'll actually turn my audio and camera off and be available to help. So we would recommend just watching while I'm demonstrating, and then when it's time to do the exercises, you can click on the lab icon and go over and start working. Looks like we got people from all around the world as normal. That's awesome. Florida, Ontario, Norway. Thanks for tuning in late. Netherlands, Germany, quite a few Americans in there as well. Hello, everyone. India. I'm always impressed that the folks from India are able to attend at such a, what is in their time zone, quite a difficult time zone. So, or time. So thanks for coming. Oh yeah, some locals as well, Vancouver and New West. Hi everyone. Great to see you all. Feel free to keep using that chat if you do have questions or comments. This is what your lab will look like when you get there. The things to be aware of mainly are the copy and paste button. If you do need to copy and paste any paths, file paths or URLs back and forth between your machine and your Strigo machine, sometimes it's a little hard to say when it will work and when it won't. You'll have to use this copy and paste button. It'll open a text box, which will serve as a go-between between your machine and your lab machine. So you can copy from your machine, paste into the text box, copy from the text box, paste into your lab machine. Lets you kind of move things back and forth. Shouldn't really need to do that, but sometimes URLs or paths, it's handy to be able to copy and paste. And then there is an open lab and a new tab button. If you do have more than one display, you can pop your tab out or your lab out and put that on a different display. I don't know. We hear mixed reports about whether that's actually helpful or not, but if you do want to try it, you're welcome to. A few more notes on the lab. If your screen in your lab is very cramped and small, try zooming out in your browser. That's with Command or Control minus for most browsers. That can sometimes fix that. It might make the chat smaller, but it should make your lab a little bit more usable. If you can't see the links to all the exercises, there is a right pointing arrow that will pop that out. That's where links to basically everything to do with the course are located. Lesson instructions, recording, data, anything you might need, you can access in there. I'll also show you where everything's located on the FME Academy in just a little bit. One final note, just because this is coming up sometimes, if you're on a VPN, there's a very good chance that Strigo won't work for you. And you might have managed to make it in and it might seem like it's working, but there's a good chance something will stop working if you're on a VPN. So just be aware of that. The sign up email does try to make this clear and include some details to get it working around it. Usually, of course, if you're forced to be on a VPN, you don't have a ton of options there, but we do try to provide some information if you're on a VPN or work network. So just a warning, if that does happen, we probably won't be able to help because it's on your network and out of our control.